What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, and today we're going to take a look at something a little bit different. This is the SHI Deluxe action figure. This was sent to us by the man Billy Tucci himself. This is his original character, and they have this awesome deluxe figure that we're going to open up and take a look at. Before we jump into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss one of our videos, and hit the like if you enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and get SHI out of the box. Alright, so for extra packaging, it's actually in a smaller box here. So this is the SHI Battle Armor. This is number 263, so it looks like this is a limited run of figures. Let's take her out here. Alright, the box looks really cool. Let's take the plastic off though so there's no glare going on here. Alright, so it is a 1/6 scale collectible figure. We have a nice graphic on the front, and then we get an idea of what the figure looks like on the sides and on the back here. And here is a nice little bio of the character. Alright, very nice. So this lifts off here. And you have this very classy, almost like XM Studios type of casing, right? It's textured. You have the logos on the front here in foil. And it looks like it, yep. You have an instruction booklet. Got some nice styrofoam here. Very classy packaging. Alright, here we go. So like I said, it's a 1/6 scale figure. So similar to like Hot Toys. Let's see how we assemble her and see what kind of pieces we got going on here. Alright, so you have two layers, right? You have the top layer that has her body. It's got her accessories, her armor, her swords, the head sculpt. And then the bottom piece here, you have the base, some more weapons, and some hand switch outs. Alright, so we got all the pieces out here. She comes with a lot of accessories. She's got two different head sculpts. So here is one that shows a little bit more emotion. And there's a lot of nice detail in the face here. Well, she's got that painted face, almost like the geisha vibe. You got the real hair with the design on the back. And then here has a more serious face. The detail looks really good. The eyes look good. I like this one better, I think. She's got that red lipstick. Let's go ahead and pop it onto the body here. Alright, there we go. Man, this texture is really something. Look, it's like really like a flesh feel to it. And it is very articulate, right? You could bend it. Bend it at the waist. So let's go ahead and get her armor going here. So it looks like she has armor that goes on her knees. We're going to have to get that on with string. Alright, so you put on like the breastplate. You're going to have to sew these in together. I'm going to have to give this to Fee. Alright guys, I actually had to do a lot of this stuff off camera. So that blue string, tied it around her waist. You know, actually I had to get Fee out here to help me do it. You have to tie this part for her chest plate with the string that comes in there, as well as her shin guards, right? So they get tied like this. So we added her hairpins. We added like her little back strap where you can plug in the flags, and it also switches out for some swords. Right now we have her holding her blade, and we have her stand placed around her waist so that she can go on her stand. And she actually does have like a little headdress, which you could put on either portrait, but I just put it on this one for right now. She comes with a ton of switch outs and weapons, right? So you have like this little katana stand that they come with the sheaths. So you have it on the short sword and on the long sword. You have the closed fist hands that she has right now, or you have a couple of other options that you could even put like size in. And I like how it has like different, finger positioning, so you can still put the size in like that. Right, you can kind of do it straight Raphael style, Electra style, or shoot, just SHI style. Alright, now that I have the figure assembled, this is usually where I give you some background history on the character, but I thought for this, let's do something special and have the creator, Billy Tucci, give us the history on SHI and on the figure itself.
What's up, Jen? Billy Tucci here. For those people out there that don't know, She is my very first comic book character that I ever published. We published 26 years ago. She debuted in 1994, and she primarily is a modern-day samurai story. It's a story of Anna Ishikawa, a Japanese woman who is raised to be a soldier in a shadow war that has existed for 500 years. It's a war between the Sohei warriors, which were the warrior monks of medieval Japan, primarily against the samurai, the descendants of the samurai. And Anna is, again, she's literally, her weapon is the naginata. She's you know, she when the book debuted, she was a 20-something-year-old. She worked in an art gallery. Today, though, with the new book right now, we have in demand, and we are actually fulfilling our first Indiegogo / Kickstarter for SHI Return of the Warrior. The book is all printed. It's actually shipping to us from the printer now. And but what we did with SHI Return of the Warrior, which is in demand on Indiegogo still for the next few weeks, is that I wanted Anna to progress in time, in real time. So the book is 25 years after the fact. So Anna is now in her mid-40s. Actually, we did it 20 years, not 25, but because the first 5 years were you know, by the time, I mean, I published over 100 comics of SHI, but the first 5 years, the first main storyline, she really didn't age at all. It was still, you know, sort of like Spider-Man, Peter Parker. But what I thought was cool was how about have a comic character grow up? So with Return of the Warrior, it's the first SHI comic in 15 years. She is now a single mother raising her teenage daughter, Hotaru, and her warrior days are far behind her, and then it all comes back. And what it comes back in the form is of the main antagonist of the story, Masahiro Arashi, has been institutionalized for over 20 years, and he's now escaped. He's suffering from dementia. He's escaped, and now he's coming after her and her daughter. And it's pretty interesting that she's got to once again take up the naginata. She's completely out of practice. She, you know, and save her daughter, go rescue her daughter. So it's a lot of fun. I'm flashing back and going down memory lane, and the colors just look so great. I feel that I'm 10 times the artist and storyteller than I was back then when I was some kid, you know, out of college, you know, out of art school, and wanted to do a comic book. And I love it. It's got a lot of heart, a lot of humor too, believe it or not. But it's just a one rollicking adventure. And that leads to, at September 2nd, we launched the next book, which is the sequel to SHI Return of the Warrior, which is SHI Haikyo, which will launch on Indiegogo. And I think Kickstarter too. I actually think we're gonna launch them both simultaneously, like we did the first time. And because they're Kickstarter fans, Indiegogo fans, what I've learned doing our Pop XP channel, and thank you for coming onto the show. We're almost at 200 episodes now, is that there are people that just buy from Kickstarter, and there are people that just buy from Indiegogo. So we're at the point, well, you know, especially since we had over 1,000 backers on the Kickstarter campaign initially, let's give the people what they want. So I think we're going to launch them both simultaneously again on September 2nd, which will be a blast. And the Haikyo means the ruins. So that's that. And speaking of the action figure that you got there, what you have is one of our rarest action figures. It's called the SHI Battle Armor, and that is basically her Sohei warrior armor costume. It's got a lot of great. It's produced by Executive Replicas in conjunction with Viking Toys, and it's really cool. I mean, the detail, it comes with two different heads. One of them, she's screaming, if you want a battle action type of a head. The other one is just these beautiful sculpted head that Executive Replicas put together. And I just love that they didn't skimp on any of the details. They got the naginata right. They got the swords right. All the different accoutrements, if you will, that come with it. And it's an honor. If anybody does want them, they can always email me. We have a few left, very few. But you could go to billytucci.com. I'll actually put them up. I think I have 2 left, and the 2 Tomoe action figures too. And I'm going to put them up on billytucci.com in our store. So if you just go to billytucci.com/store, you'll be able to see the action figures. And I think they're $300 each. You could see them on eBay now. People are selling them on the aftermarket because that figure is about, oh man, it's a few years old now, and it's sold out immediately. I just got a nice stash. I hate bringing them to the comic book conventions because they're just so bulky and they take up a lot of space. So I figured I'll sell them on BillyTucci.com. And the reason why we're doing that is because now Executive Replicas is gearing up for the next level of SHI action figures, stage 2, and also Hotaru action figure, which is her daughter. And just beautiful. They did beautiful kimono editions. We're going to do her new armor. It's going to be a lot of fun. I want to do real traditional armor of Anna there, in real samurai armor, and Sohai armor with the cowl and all that. Do 2 heads. One head has the white makeup. The other head doesn't. And just looking forward to it. Executive Replicas is also doing Miss Fury action figure that they're working on now. That'll come out in, I think it's coming out, let's see, late 2020. I think it's coming out. The head sculpt, I saw the head sculpt. It's beautiful. And they'll be making a big announcement about that. And hopefully I can come back onto your show and we can talk about it. Speaking of Miss Fury, our campaign right now, it ends tonight, but it will be in demand. It's called Miss Fury Joy Division. I wrote it. It's published through Dynamite Entertainment. Maria Laura Sanapo is the artist on it. And I think this is the best work of my career. I think it's the best script I've ever written. I've been working on this script for 2 years. Maria has, it's a 100-page graphic novel, premium format, beautiful covers, hardcover edition. That comes out in February of 2021, just in time for Miss Fury's 80th anniversary.
All right, awesome. So now that we have her in here, I'm not really used to doing 6-scale figures or like these kind of mixed media type of figures, so this was new for me. She's got a lot going on. She's got her undergarment stuff. She's got her battle armor on the outside. You use actual string to kind of tie it all together. She's posable. The skin texture, creepily realistic. It feels like real flesh. And there's a lot of articulation, man, like in her neck area and her midsection, her arms and legs, of course, her hips and everything. So you don't have to have her on this stand. You can have her kind of crouched down, and we'll probably play with a couple of different switch outs now. But right now we have her with her bow staff with the blade at the end. So you can switch out the hands, put the swords in those same hands, and give her a totally different look, right? Now she's got the katanas out. And then lastly, there are all these different hand options that you can use for the size. So let's see what that looks like real quick. And then you can also switch out her little backpack area, take off the flags, and you can put the swords in her back. So let's try that out real quick. So there you go. I'm not the best poser, but I kind of got this idea from the box. So switched out to the size on the hands, switched out the backpack so you have the katanas in their sheaths, which I think I have it wrong. And yeah, you could just basically do all types of positions, however you're able to pose the figure. Anyway, so there you have it. Like I said, I'm not really much of a 6-scale collector, so it's like really my first time ever trying to pose one. But that is the SHI by Billy Tucci. We appreciate you sending this through and dropping by to give us some history on the character. You guys drop me a comment down below. What do you think about the SHI 6-scale figure? Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for more daily content. Hit that like and stay minty fresh. Peace.